In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on April 22, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Philadelphia Phillies versus New York Mets. On Tuesday, the Philadelphia Phillies are set to take on the New York Mets at Citi Field, nestled in the heart of Queens. The Mets come into this one riding a 5-game win streak, and they'll look to keep that momentum rolling as they host the Phillies in this division clash. Philadelphia will hand the ball to Christopher Sanchez, who's been nothing but reliable so far this year. The Phillies have won all 4 of his starts, and the 28-year-old southpaw is fresh off a dominant outing where he fanned 12 batters. Over 24.1 innings pitched this season, Sanchez has tallied 31 strikeouts against just 6 walks. The Mets lineup has held its own overall, but they see a noticeable dip in production against lefties, with their team OPS dropping from .716 against right-handers to .660 when facing left-handers. Sanchez is locked in lately, and this matchup seems to suit him well. On the other side, the Mets will counter with right-hander Griffin Canning. While Canning has shown some flashes early this season, control has been a concern. He's walked 10 batters over 21 innings and has given out multiple free passes in every start so far. He's also near the bottom of the league when it comes to limiting hard contact. The Phillies' offense has found a groove lately, scoring 5 or more runs in 5 of their last 7 games. Even though Philadelphia has dropped its last 2, they've avoided 3 straight losses so far this year. Given how things are lining up, this feels like a good opportunity for the Phillies to bounce back. They showed some fight late in Monday's game, even if they came up short. I'm still not totally convinced by Canning as a steady presence in the Mets rotation, while Sanchez is quickly proving to be a rising force among left-handed starters. This looks like a good chance for the Phillies to snag one. As our first pick for this matchup, the Philadelphia Phillies money line is our full game side pick. Sanchez carries a solid 2-0 record and has looked sharp out of the gate. Now, he goes up against a Mets lineup that ranks 20th in the league and has had trouble putting up runs in tougher matchups. On the flip side, Canning had a good showing in his last outing against St. Louis, and there's a good shot he builds on that here. All signs point to a low-scoring affair, a gritty pitcher's duel that stays tight throughout. The under has cashed in 5 of the Phillies' last 6 road games, which only adds to the case. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. St. Louis Cardinals versus Atlanta Braves. On Tuesday, the St. Louis Cardinals are set to take on the Atlanta Braves at Truist Park in Atlanta. It'd be helpful to know who the Braves plan to start on the mound, but honestly, it might not make a big difference in how this one shakes out. Even though Palante has been solid across 22.1 innings of work, his efforts won't matter much if the Cardinals' bats don't wake up. St. Louis is stuck in a rough patch, dropping 5 games in a row and scoring 4 or fewer runs in 6 of their last 7 matchups. Meanwhile, the Braves are starting to look like they've found some rhythm, winning 4 straight, and their offense seems to be gaining traction. As our first pick for this matchup, the Atlanta Braves money line is our full game side pick. Last season, the under cashed in 4 out of 6 meetings between these two teams, with an average of 7.8 total runs per game. Their first matchup last year came in June, but things feel a little different this time. St. Louis is showing some strength at the plate early in the season, already pushing past the 100-run mark. They've scored 4 or more runs in 5 of their last 8 games. Atlanta's pitching staff is a bit stretched thin with some early season injuries, and they've got another one that could impact this game. It's still not clear who will start for them, which makes their pitching a bit of a wild card. That said, their lineup has the potential to do damage, even though it hasn't fully clicked yet. Over the weekend, they put up 16 runs in 3 games, and they've scored at least 5 in 4 of their last 8. So far this season, these two teams have combined for 17 games that hit the over. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Colorado Rockies versus Kansas City Royals. Colorado, currently sitting at 4-17 on the season, will be aiming to pick up their second win in a row when they travel to Kauffman Stadium on Tuesday night. They'll be taking on the Kansas City Royals, who are 9-14 so far in the opening game of a 3-game interleague set. Kansas City has found some rhythm at home lately, winning 4 of their last 5 games in front of their crowd. On the flip side, Colorado can't seem to catch a break on the road, having dropped 10 straight away from home. The Royals seem to have a favorable matchup here. They've been putting up decent offensive numbers at home, and they'll face Rockies starter Ryan Feltner, who's allowed 11 runs across 4 starts this season, with 7 of those runs coming in just 2 road outings. Colorado's bullpen hasn't helped matters either, especially on the road, where they've struggled to contain much of anything. So it's looking like a tough night ahead for the Rockies pitching staff. Offensively, Colorado hasn't traveled well either. Their .215 batting average against lefties on the road isn't going to cut it, and they're set to face Chris Bubic, who's only allowed 7 runs in 4 starts and just 1 run in his single home start so far. With Bubic dialed in and Colorado's bats often quiet when away from home, it's not hard to picture the Royals keeping them in check throughout the night. Oddly enough, despite their current struggles, the Rockies actually have a winning record over the Royals in their last 10 head-to-head matchups, going 6-4 since 2017. But that past success doesn't carry much weight right now. Colorado's current form is about as bad as it gets. They've played a dozen games away from Coors Field and walked away with only 1 win. The Royals might not be tearing things up either, but Bubic has been a bright spot, and he's in position to guide them to a series-opening win here. As our first pick for this matchup, the Kansas City Royals money line is our full game side pick. In terms of scoring, both teams have been trending toward the under lately. The Rockies have stayed under the total in each of their last 2 games, and the Royals have done so in 3 of their last 4. Colorado is averaging just 3.24 runs per game overall, and 4 runs per game over their last 3 on the road. They're still hitting only .215 against lefties, and they'll be facing a guy who's barely given up anything at home. Kansas City hasn't been much better with the bats, averaging 2.91 runs per game and just 2.67 over their last 3. They're batting .204 against right-handers, and they'll go up against a starter who's already allowed 11 runs in 4 outings. When these 2 teams have squared off recently, the under has hit in 3 of their last 4 meetings. Looking deeper, the under has gone 7-3 in Colorado's last 10 games overall, and they've only put up 12 runs in their last 6 road contests, getting shut out 3 times along the way. Kansas City has also leaned under, with a 6-3-1 mark over their last 10, allowing 4 runs or fewer in 7 of those matchups. If this game were being played at Coors Field, maybe you could expect some fireworks. But on the road, with Colorado's offense sputtering and Kansas City's pitching showing up, a low-scoring game feels like the safer bet. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Chicago Cubs. The Los Angeles Dodgers will face off against the Chicago Cubs on Sunday as part of the MLB schedule, and the setting couldn't be more classic: Wrigley Field. The Cubs came out flat in their early season series against the Dodgers in Japan, dropping both games, but they bounced back strong earlier this month by winning 2 out of 3 games on the road in Los Angeles. This time around, the Cubs are sending their top arm to the mound to face May, who's been sharp since returning from arm surgery. Right now, the advantage leans toward the Cubs, mainly because Imanaga has shown he can go deeper into games at this point in the year. There's a good chance Imanaga gets through 6 or 7 innings without much trouble, while the Dodgers will likely continue limiting May's workload. So far, May is averaging just a little over 5 innings per outing. He's also walked 6 batters in 17 innings pitched, and half of his strikeouts on the season came in 1 game against a struggling Rockies lineup. This should shape up to be a strong showdown between 2 quality starters who have hit the ground running in 2024. But if there's a soft spot in this Dodger lineup, it's their performance against left-handed pitching, and Imanaga fits that bill. I think the Cubs can take advantage of May's shorter leash and the Dodgers bullpen to come away with a home win. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chicago Cubs money line is our full game side pick. We're looking at what could be a solid pitcher's duel between the 2 starters listed for this game. The longer they're able to stay in the game, the better the chances that runs will be hard to come by. Imanaga has been dialed in, giving up a run or fewer in 4 out of his 5 starts this season. May hasn't been too far behind, allowing just 2 runs total across his 3 appearances. Now, both offenses are dangerous and fully capable of putting up crooked numbers, but the circumstances here could dull the bats a bit. With an off day before this matchup, hitters might not come out as sharp. Plus, the weather in Chicago is looking a little dicey, which could mess with per-game routines like batting practice. The Dodgers haven't exactly been tearing it up at the plate. They managed just 7 runs over their last 3 games and have scored 3 or fewer in 6 of their last 9. Both starters boast impressive earned run average and WHIP numbers, and that's reflected in the recent trends. The under has hit in 2 of May's 3 starts and in 3 of the Dodgers' last 5 games overall. For the Cubs, the under has cashed in 4 of their last 5 games and in 4 out of 5 starts for Imanaga. This looks like a game that'll be driven by pitching more than anything else. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Chicago White Sox versus Minnesota Twins. The Chicago White Sox are hitting the road for a Tuesday evening matchup against the Minnesota Twins, kicking off a 3-game series within the American League Central. It's the opener of the set, and both teams are looking to shift momentum after recent road losses. The White Sox dropped a 4-2 contest in Boston on Monday, while the Twins fell 6-2 to the Braves on Sunday in Atlanta. On Tuesday night, Chicago comes into this one getting plus odds on the run line, and that's where the value lies. This isn't exactly a powerhouse matchup, but the White Sox aren't drastically overmatched here. Sure, they only have 5 wins on the year, but the Twins aren't far ahead with just 7 of their own. The bigger issue for Minnesota is the guy they're putting on the mound. Bailey Ober has been struggling to find his footing this season. His earned run average sits at an inflated 6.16, and he's already surrendered 5 home runs in only 4 starts. His first outing was especially rough. He allowed 8 earned runs, and he gave up 3 more in his most recent game. On the flip side, Davis Martin will be taking the ball for Chicago, and while he's not lighting the world on fire, he's been more effective overall, with a more respectable earned run average. That should keep the White Sox within striking distance. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chicago White Sox to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Neither team is rolling out an ace in this one, and that's likely going to open the door for a high-scoring affair. Chicago's Davis Martin carries a 4.84 earned run average into the start and has only managed 13 strikeouts over more than 22 innings pitched. He's never posted an earned run average below 4.3 in any season, and hasn't shown he can consistently shut teams down. He's also allowed a pair of home runs in 2 of his last 3 appearances. Meanwhile, Ober's season has started off even worse, and his 6.16 ERA reflects it. That early season meltdown against the Cardinals, where he was tagged for 8 earned runs, set the tone. He's been giving up homers at a high clip, 5 already in just 4 starts, so the runs should come in bunches. These 2 clubs also struggle mightily when it comes to pitching with runners in scoring position. The White Sox rank 25th in opponent batting average in that spot, allowing a .266 average, while the Twins sit just 1 notch lower in 26th at .268. On top of that, neither team is grounding into a lot of double plays, which means more chances for those runs to cross the plate. Chicago has only hit into 10 double plays, and Minnesota isn't far behind with 11. History between the 2 sides supports this too. The over has hit in 6 of their last 10 matchups, with 2 pushes and just 2 undares, including a 2-0-1 record this season alone. This one should feature plenty of scoring. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.